iambic pentameter, the heartbeat of Shakespeare. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. We all learn it, we apply it, it flows beneath us while we speak verse. How can we play with it in the rehearsal hall? Heart rate. The average human heart rate resting is between 60 and 80 beats per minute. A heart rate that goes below 40 beats per minute, well, then you start to feel dizzy, a little bit weak. You're actually not getting enough blood flowing through your body. And then when you get up above 80 into 90, 100, it's because you're anxious or you're working out real hard and you're trying to get your heart rate up there. When we die, it goes two ways. Sometimes it slows down to nothing, or sometimes it races and gets higher and higher, but weaker and weaker somehow. So we can apply that in rehearsal hall. Am I gonna die slow? Am I gonna die fast? Do I need to get it out? Do I need to get it out? Do I need to get it out? Or am I good to go? So I'm gonna do a little Richard II from Act 3, Scene 2, and we're just gonna play with heart rate. So we're gonna start it out with a regular heartbeat, about 70 beats per minute. Let's talk of graves of worms and epitaphs, make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors and talk of wills. And then a realization we're going to play with right now is going to slow his heart rate down to 35 beats per second because he's felt the world drop out from underneath him. And yet, not so. For what can we bequeath save our deposed bodies to the ground? Our lands, our lives, and all our Bolingbrookes, and nothing can we call our own but death, and that small model of the barren earth which serves as paste and cover to our bones. Okay, but what happens if instead of going earth falls out from behind us and we're puzzling it out and going, oh my gosh, heart rate, shock brings the heart rate down. What if we suddenly found ourselves going up? Oh my gosh, then what happens? Not too high, just a little bit. We're gonna go up to 80 from 70. What happens then? And yet, not so, for what can we bequeath save our deposed bodies to the ground? And then what if he gets even more excited and we're going to go up to 100 beats per minute? Our lands, our lives, and all our Bolingbrookes, and nothing can we call our own but death, and that small model of the barren earth which serves as paste and cover to our bones? Right? I mean, either way, it's so exciting. These aren't even the extremes, right? Extremes are like 30 heartbeats per minute up into 160 for me. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I could even talk that fast. And then he's going to try and calm himself down. So we're going to take, he's not going to be successful. We're going to take it back down to 80 beats per second and see what happens. For heaven's sake, let us sit upon the ground and tell sad stories of the death of kings, how some have been deposed, some slain in war, some haunted by the ghosts they have deposed, some poisoned by their wives, some sleeping killed, all murdered. And now I think he's going to get anxious again. And instead of going to 100, I think he might start to go to 110. Oh my God. For within the hollow crown that rounds the mortal temples of a king keeps death his court, and there the antique sits, scoffing his state and grinning at his pomp, allowing him a breath, a little scene, to monarchize, be feared and killed with looks, infusing him with self and vain conceit, as if the flesh which walls about our life were brass impregnable. Okay, what if that's not it? What if in this next one, he is just going to go all the way? Oh my gosh, we're going to go to 130 and see what happens. And humor thus comes at the last, and with a little pin bores through his castle walls, and farewell, king. Right, so if we just had that heart rate building and building and building, but these are the extremes we can experiment with. Anyways, and then after that, I think he's going to go back to he's going to, and that's the other question, right? What happens when you're so high and you know you have to come down? Are you going to breathe? Are you going to stop? Right? Are you going to, as an actor or a person, do you stop? Do you take breaths and try and calm yourself down? Or do you have to speak against this heart rate? Let's try speaking against the heart rate to bring ourselves down. Cover your heads and mock not flesh and blood with solemn reverence. Throw away respect, tradition, form, and ceremonious duty, for you have but mistook me all the while. Right? So you could see how just concentrating on getting your heart rate down and calming down until you finally end up at some semblance of normal resting heart rate again to finish. I live with bread like you, feel want, taste grief, need friends. Subjected thus, how can you say to me I am a king? Heart rate. Play with the extremes. What a fantastic tool for the rehearsal hall for discovery and exploration.